Aquaba. What's going on, y'all, man? Today we're just gonna have a quick video, just a recap about what we was going through, the emotions and everything else about the video game and how it helps the relationship and what we learned from it, man. So without further ado,
so explain to me your first time using a controller. How did that feel?
Honestly, let me be honest with y'all. I always play games on my phone. I just grab my phone with my friends playing and stuff. So I never hold a controller before. Every time I see my husband holding the controller, I never imagined myself holding the controller. So when I used it, it kind of messed me up a little bit. I didn't know my left from my right. I didn't know how to turn. I didn't even know what R1 or R2 is. Babe, what is this? What can I do? Let's go to Mario. How did you feel killing the game? Because I know that you were really killing it. You were going. It was really smooth and stuff like that. What was going in your head?
It was easy work. I'm gonna be honest, it was easy. But like I said though, I ain't beat the game. So I don't know how it's gonna happen afterwards. But it was pretty easy, playing those levels. Easy. I remember it was like playing when I was a kid. Easy work, no problem. Until I get past the kid. That's it. That's how far I go. So when you kept dying over and over again, and your husband, is being patient, what was going on through your mind? What do you feel like he was saying? Or what do you think was going on through his mind? I should say. What do you think was going on through his mind? Time that you kept dying over and over again.
Honestly, I did not mean to die. I don't know how to go forward again. A controller, I don't know how to use it. But I know that with him waiting for me to be able to move on to the next level was kind of frustrating. I know, but he tried to help me out, but yeah, I didn't mean to. If he jumping, I can't even jump. I can't even run. So yeah, and it's 3, if it was just 1, I get it. I gotta go boom, boom, boom. And R1, I might mess up R1. I don't even know what R1 is. Trust me, I don't. You say easy, but there were some that was really challenging and you couldn't pass and was really frustrated.
Yeah.
So what was going through your mind?
It was a couple though. But I knew I can do it. It was just, you right though. I was kind of mad though. Well, I was mad because it was simple. Right, so it's so simple that you making it difficult. It's like you're beating yourself. You ever had your coach when you play basketball like, man, you beating yourself, or like a team they beating themselves because they just doing stupid stuff, and it's like y'all know y'all better than this. That's why I was frustrated. But I know I can do it. It's just beat myself. How long did it exactly take for us to complete that part? How long do you think it took?
That part only probably took 20 minutes. Trust me, it did. I think.
I don't think so.
I think it did.
I think it was more than 20 minutes.
I just decided I don't want to look that bad, so I dropped 10, and I'm like 20.
Okay, and then when you finally achieved it, now you got to the 3rd little hexagon thing, and then you were supposed to be paid. When you jumped on the road, you got it, but then you were supposed to, be patient and jump one more time. And when that didn't go too well, what do you think was going on through your husband's mind?
Can't you got it, girl? Goodness, all you have to press is I don't even know what that is. What were you thinking when you had to always give me life on Mario and every time I lose all my lives and you gotta spare me 1 or 2?
Yeah, I realized this is gonna be a long night. I kept having to give you lives, but you know what though, that to me that teaches me that hey, your other might not always have it. It's your first time playing, and you really wasn't that good. Let's just be honest, you wasn't that good, but you was trying out, and I love that you was putting in the effort, and like I said, it just really teach me that, hey, I'm willing to give a life, I'm willing to sacrifice for you so you can continue on, and that's really what that part, and I'm glad you talked about it, because that's what it really taught me, like, yeah, I'm really willing to, do whatever it takes. Even whether it's through gaming or life, whatever it takes, to make sure my other catches up with me, or, she's right there with me. So that's really what they taught me. So when you actually did achieve it, what was going on through your mind when you finally did it?
Listen, it's like you working out and it's been so long, you ate that ice cream and trying to get that ice cream. You know how you feel? It's like you feel that good. I was like, okay, now I can play a video game. I was asking my husband, I was like, am I a gamer now? Okay, so now I can officially say I'm a gamer because I was able to pass that level. Nobody can. If you can, do it, let me see. Remember the scene that you told me? Baby, you gotta have patience. And right then and there, you die. You were like, that's what happened when you have patience. What was going through your mind?
Yeah, so, that part pretty much, I was telling you, you had to have patience. But then when I had too much patience, it got me killed. So, seriously though, seriously, I guess, like, sometimes, like, as a man, like, we be saying stuff, but then when it happened to us, we look stupid, right? But it's like, I didn't say anything rudely. I get it, like if I was to say it rudely and was, like, mean and, like, oh, you need to have patience, and then it happened to me, I was like the fool. But, I was just telling my wife, just put her on game and let her understand that, hey, just kind of take your time with it, because it is a time-based game. You do need to take your time with it. And it just so happened, I got killed, and that was because I believe, instead of me continuing on, I had stopped because I didn't know. I got a little scared. My thing is, if you're not saying it rudely and you're just trying to help, it's not a problem, me dying. But if I was to be rude and be like, oh, well, you need to be more patient, you need to do this, then that's a problem, because then it happened to me. You don't talk to your other like that. It's pretty much what I'm saying. You don't talk to your other like that. But it's all good. Like, I didn't have that type of energy. I was good. Like, I was just telling her, like, this is how you do it. It wasn't yelling at her, nothing like that. So it's all good. Hey, it happens, And what was the biggest lesson maybe you learned from your husband? What do you think the characteristics that he have that you learned? You learned from him during that part of the time, because I know that wasn't easy.
Honestly, to listen and do as it is. My husband always be like, press a square. And I'll be like, I already press it. But honestly, I didn't really press it. So be patient, listen to him carefully. And I think I'll be able to do it, because I pick up stuff quick like that. So yeah, next time I'm going to listen, be patient, and be able to see which controllers I should be doing. So yeah.
Okay, now you say that. You're going to do it next time, boy. You're going to do it next time.
I will. If I don't, y'all put in a comment and say, hey, girl, remember what you said? You said you're going to be patient. We see you're not patient. And I'll get back on my feet.
Okay.
Let's talk split fiction. That was the first time we're playing together. I haven't held a controller before. And you have to wait for me, in certain, times. But how did you feel when you know that, hey, she can't get it? It's like, what can I, what was going through your mind?
Oh, it was a lot going on through my mind. Let me tell you.
Be honest, be real, though.
You talking about the level?
Be real with me. I'm cool with it.
You talking about when you couldn't go past?
Yeah, and all of it, all the stuff that you remember.
Yo, first of all, I was getting tired. That's the one. I was getting tired, okay? And second of all, I was in my head like, you know what? I don't think we're gonna get past this level. I'll be honest, And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just try to go without her. And that's where I made a mistake at, because I was like, yeah, man, forget this, man. I'm about to just avenge her by maybe just going past it. Yeah, that's not how the game works. Yeah, you can't do that. So, at that point, I kind of started crying, not in a real way, but oh my gosh, bruh, we about to be here all night. And then my wife is a person that don't like to give up. So it's like, yo, we can just play this tomorrow. She's like, nope, we gonna do it tonight. That's our mindset. So I'm like, oh my, this might be a long night. physically. But one thing I did learn about that is, you know, you have to have as a man to play a video game, and knowing that he just, you know, we just going through it because we really play. And for somebody to struggle like that for that long, do you understand the amount of patience you have to have in order to not, you know, cuss her out or not, you know, just be mad and be pissed off? You know, I wasn't mad or pissed off. I was worried that we won't get no sleep. I was worried about that. I was like, we ain't get no sleep tonight. But you know, I wasn't mad. I knew that, hey, this is her first time. She's trying to get it. You just have to be patient, man. And when you're dealing with somebody, especially when they don't know how to do it and you know how to do it. And I know that happens in relationships a lot. It's like, well, we will get mad at each other because we feel like we know more than the other, or they're not understanding. You have to be patient. You have to break stuff down, even if it's over and over again. And in the video, you can see how many times I've, you know, tried to help her, but guess what? She ended up getting it, and that was the biggest accomplishment. So when she did it, I was so happy. At the end of the whole thing, I realized that, you know, she's starting to know how to play the game. You know, like, she's starting to understand. So that's the biggest thing, man. Biggest thing is patience, man. Being patient, being able to work with your other. You know, being willing to go over the same thing 1,000 times. And I know I went over it a lot, but to be willing to do that until they get it is how you grow in a relationship. You know, you can't be selfish. You can't be angry because they don't understand something or they don't get it. Help them. And it doesn't matter how many times I need to do that. I'm going to do that until you get it. And you do that and you will see how much better your relationship will grow with that. That's the biggest thing I learned about it, you know, is it doesn't matter how many times you had to figure it out. I'm willing to help you get there until we get it done. And you did it. And you end up doing it. Don't believe it.